My name is Michael Gordon White, and welcome to Candid Street. This will be my 11th and final location that I have presented to you in the past 15 videos. Locations are that important to me when it comes to shooting street photography that I had to create and share this information with you in these videos. Again, as I've said before, set yourself up for success by going to special, familiar locations where you'll find lots of people to photograph. It works. And in this video, it's all about events. Events are not dependent on any particular location. They can be anywhere, and there is a wide variety which makes them interesting. But without a doubt, events are one of my favorite locations to shoot. I add events to my location category because I treat them as a place to go. I'm always aware of what's happening on the calendar in my city, and events are one of my most anticipated things to shoot. On the second day I ever went out to seriously try street photography, I purposely went out to cover a Rolling Stones concert at one of the main venues in my city. Now, obviously, I didn't go to shoot this amazing band, but rather I went to shoot all the people outside the venue going to see the band. I said to myself, that's an event that should attract some interesting characters to shoot. And wow, was I ever correct. The place was packed, my kind of crowd. Everyone was out partying and having a great time in anticipation of seeing the concert. There were activities happening with local radio station, buskers taking advantage of the situation, hawkers selling posters and other interesting things, and basically people out having a great time. There was a big screen on the side of the venue showing the band, and most importantly showing the name of the event and date. In other words, a tourist trap. So everyone was taking selfies together with this in the background. It was so much fun. But I had to work fast as the show was eventually going to start and all these people would disappear. This was an event that I planned to go to for the reason of getting shots of the people going to the show. I thought it would be worth a try, but I never realized just how great it would be. From then on, I was hooked. Sometimes I stumble upon these events as I'm out shooting. It shouldn't be too surprising to you by now, as I've repeatedly said that I love a crowd, that when I'm out on the street, it's automatic for me to be attracted to this, and events have this built right in. It's also where I feel most comfortable taking pictures. Too many people out to have a good time to be worried about me. My time is limited when I shoot, so when I go out, I want to come home with lots of shots to work on, and events with lots of people allows for this to easily happen. That's the draw for me. But when I come across one that I wasn't aware of, it's such a thrill. But I also don't waste any time and get right to work. This has happened several times, and it's always great. Discovering new events, or at least ones that I wasn't aware even existed, makes street photography very exciting for me. These events attract people from all walks of life and are what I call the pulse of the city. This is where people can let go and get together with friends and family to celebrate their thing. This isn't going to or from work, going shopping, or the daily grind. This is going out to have fun, and this makes for some special moments to create some nice images. Events have yet another different vibe as I described in the tourist trap video, and again it adds some variety to my work, and they're also fun to go to. On one of my first days out, I stumbled upon a Japanese summer festival called Matsuri. I was out shooting, going around my route, although I didn't know that at the time, and I noticed a large crowd gathering at one of the downtown squares. I had to check it out. I ended up spending the entire day there. The heat was incredible that day, being July or August, with the sun baking down on the square, but I endured it and the results were worth it. This was the first cultural city event that I had encountered. This outing was different than the concert I described before. This was a specific group of people presenting their thing or culture to the entire city, and everyone was welcome to come out and enjoy it. And the people of the city gladly came out to sample the food and everything else that was going on. I just blended in with all the rest and had a great time making pictures. On another day, 3 years later, I literally found myself right in the middle of 90,000 Sikhs celebrating the Saki, or what is also called the Candid Parade. I truly had no idea that this annual celebration happened. What an eye-opener. This event just happened to be at one of the city's popular squares. I was on my way there anyway, but I didn't expect anything like this. Again, I spent the entire day there. How could I not? And I think I may have been the only non-person of India at the event. This event was different from the Matsuri festival as it is a specific people's historical and religious celebration, but all are welcome. I did get the odd quizzical glance, but most people were friendly, and I have my way of blending in. And if I can blend in here, I can blend in anywhere, and I typically do. In my book, in the section called Techniques, I teach you how I do it. I think the best thing about this event was that it was another example of diversity, which is something that I absolutely love about Toronto. This is something that I seek out with intent, and I fully embrace it in my work. I had such a great time that day, and it was a complete accident. I had no idea it was happening that day until I was right in the middle of it. I went back the following year, and I tend to go again. Another annual event that I like to go to is the Toronto Pride Parade. This is a big one, and that is an understatement. Each year, this event attracts a lot of people along the parade route, usually over 100,000. I like to position myself at the end of the parade route, again, not to see the parade, but rather to make pictures of the people enjoying the parade. And again, this event has a completely different vibe about it. It's just crazy fun. There's so many people. I like to be at the end of the parade route because this is at a large downtown square, and this is where the event breaks up, and I get to witness the after-party excitements. At this event, there is literally a crush of people, way more than I'm even attracted to. My typical technique of shooting still applied, but forget walking around for the most part. I once found myself stuck in this location for half the day. I was literally stuck there. I managed to get slightly above the crowd for a better shooting angle by climbing onto the base of a streetlight, the kind that has the block of cement and bolts sticking out to hold the thing to the ground. It worked. I had just enough view of the surrounding area to be able to make some great shots. This was an amazing learning experience for me. I discovered that I didn't need to constantly go looking for a shot. I could just stay in one place and let the shot come to me. And with that many people, it was endless. This is definitely a great event to go out to and enjoy all the people of the city having a great time. The last example of what I call an event is Toronto's annual Canadian National Exhibition. This is a typical North American summertime fair with lots of rides, games, entertainment, and food for the whole family. This one is very special to me as I have been going to it my entire life. I can remember going to it as a kid with my family. It has had some changes over the years, but there are still some familiar attractions that always bring back special memories. The best thing about this event is that it is for the people of the city. Everyone is welcome, and each year everyone goes. I can't say enough about the X. That's what the locals call it. It's such a great place to make some interesting pictures. It also has its own unique vibe about it. Everyone's out to have a good time. So much to do and so much to see and shoot. The reason that I think it's such a great place for street photography is the sheer variety of opportunities. Again, in my book, in the section called Techniques, I explain in detail how I go about capturing street images. But let me say here that as you are shooting, you either have people moving or standing still. People standing still is a much easier opportunity to capture a sharp image. And at this kind of event, people are stopping to look at things all the time. There's one more critical thing about this kind of event that makes it amazing for street work, but I'll save that for later. I think the biggest draw for me to go to an event like this is that I feel it brings out the true character of the city. It's what I consider the common folk event of the year. Not everyone knows about it, but the ones that do, well, it's an annual event, and everybody loves to go. I keep saying each of these locations has its own vibe, and I truly believe this. I've heard the saying, people like us do things like this, and the more I watch people as I go out, in fact study them, the more I see this every day. There is no street as such at the X, but this is way more than just street photography as it is commonly known. This is about life. It's about people's experiences. I call it people photography, and I like to consider myself a people photographer more so than a street photographer. Yes, I'm mostly out on the street as I'm taking pictures of people, but it isn't about that for me. It's more about capturing life's experiences and people's interactions as they go about their day. And at an event like this, I find people get together each year as a common group, with no society labels to fit in as such. They can just come to enjoy the summer heat, relax and be themselves to enjoy the festivities, young and old, and from all walks of life. I couldn't possibly ask for more in a location. This is my kind of street photography. So there you go. Get to know your city, find lots of interesting locations, create a route that you can follow. It will put your mind at ease as you start each street photography outing because of the familiarity of these places. You will begin to feel right at home and comfortable because you will have passed this special place many times before and you will know exactly what to expect. Some days will be better than others without a doubt, but you will never be left wanting for ideas to shoot if you follow my advice. You will never say, "There's nothing to shoot." In a big old city with lots of people, there will always be something to shoot. Just go out and be open to it and it will happen. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you found this helpful with giving you some new ideas when starting with street photography. And if you like what you saw, please give it a like and please subscribe because there's lots more to come. Okay, thanks for watching and we will see you again on Candid Street. Be safe and take care.